Dear all, welcome to my YouTube channel Agribusiness, a journey. In the series lecture of how to prepare a business plan, in the first video I have highlighted that understand your business, understand your organizations, and when you handle the organizations and thinking about risk and return, then definitely you will face some risk, and when you are facing some risk then definitely you have to overcome from that risk. But question arises, what are the risks involved in an organization? I bifurcated a risk in the organization into three categories. One is the financial risk, second is production risk, and third is marketing risk. Marketing risk is also called as price risk. When finance terms comes into consideration, then one thing you need to know that first, as a manager, you have to anticipate the fund, or you have to understand that how much fund or cash you are really needed to run an organization. When you anticipate the fund, then you going for acquire the fund. You acquire the fund either from the informal sources or from the formal sources. Friends, relatives, traders, money lenders, landlords, or are the informal sources of fund, where are the banking institutions, venture capitalists, by issuing the shares from the shareholders, debentures are the formal source of the fund. When you acquire the fund, then you are going for allocate the fund. You allocate the fund for the long-term investment. It is otherwise called as the capital budgeting. And you are going for the short-term investment. It is otherwise called as the working capital management. First, you anticipate the fund. Second, you acquire the fund. Third, you allocate the fund. And after that, you appropriate the fund. Suppose at the end, you get some profit. Then again, you have to think about whether I retain the profit for future expansion, future growth, or I should distribute some amount of the profit as dividend, by which ultimately stakeholders will connect with me. Most important thing that within these three categories, first category where I have highlighted one, that decides the cost of capital. Because ultimately it is the trading between how much cost you are incurred for getting the fund and how much profit you are getting in the end of the investment. Second category highlighted about the cash inflow and cash outflow. And third is decide that whether you are ready to give the profit to your stakeholders or retain the fund. This is all about the financial management. If you do or handle the things in a proper way, then definitely you have to reduce the risk and getting more and more return for your stakeholders. If you could not handle the things in a proper way, then you will find the difficulty to handle the organization. In the production risk, you all know that, particularly in the agriculture sector, no doubt in the non-agriculture sector also, climate is full of uncertainty that decides the fate of the agriculture production and fate of the business itself. Different types of diseases also observed in the production activities, particularly in the agriculture. Agronomical practices. Now things you all know that improper or poor setup of agronomic practices reduce the production practices or reduce your overall production and productivity and subsequent profit for the enterprise. Nowadays we are thinking about good agriculture practices, integrated nutrition management, integrated pest management, because these are the practices that reduce the risk in your production practices in the agriculture. Unequipped human capital and machineries. It is very important nowadays because it's a belief that nowadays there should be a proper interface between the man and machine. Man should understand the language of the machine. If unskilled or semi-skilled persons are more in your organization, then it is very difficult to understand the language of the machines. Then you could not handle the organization in a proper way and ultimately risk will be increased. Poor inventory management. It's very common term that inventory hides the defect. If you are more and more inventory, but it has not getting proper value in the system, then it is the loss for the organization. You have to be more concerned for the inventory management. You should also be concerned for the poor quality management, because if your product or input is very poor in quality, or maximum input has been handled by the hand itself, then definitely more and more wastages you will find in the organizations that impact in overall quality of the organizations, overall product in the organizations. Poor material management, you all know that raw material is very critical factor for getting the product. From logistics to inventory, everywhere you should be more concerned that how to doing the material management in a proper way. Poor maintenance management, when you are dealing with machines, then definitely you will find preventive maintenance and the break-even maintenance. But as a manager, you have to know that whether you are invest more and more fund in the preventive maintenance or break-even maintenance, this is always be a trade, and you should be more concerned for that. Poor supply chain management, if more and more channel members are there, if the marketing cost is quite higher, marketing margin is very quite higher, then definitely whatever the consumer will pay during the buying of the product, it is very little percentage is going to the producer's hand. Then you should be more concerned that how to handle that. Some of the solutions in this direction that develop standard operating procedures. Standard operating procedures means those things which are routine in nature, make a proper standardized system by which things which are repetitive, things which are very routine, that will be connected, and through technology you can speed up the things in the organization. One of the important matrix you know that helps to develop the standard operating procedure, that is the RASI matrix. Who is responsible in your organization, who are consulted in your organizations, who are advisable for the organizations, who are informed in the organizations, or accountable in the organizations. RASI matrix, I will take another class completely on the RASI matrix. Develop partnership. Nowadays, you know that to mitigate the risk, two types of the partnership mainly observed in the organization. One is the CRM, customer relationship management, and second is the partnership relationship management. Partners means it may be creditor, it may be supplier, it may be the investors, but you should have a proper partnership with the channel members or the partners. Go for the diversifications. Diversification reduce the risk. If you are producing the one crop in your field, then you go for the intercropping. Go for the crop rotation, by which ultimately your natural resource management will be maintained, and simultaneously you are increase your productivity. Go for the insurance, that is also a measure of to mitigate the risk. Go for lease, go for custom hiring. Thing is that your organization will be more profitable when your asset is very light in nature. The asset or the fixed capital, if it is very light in nature, then you will be make your organization free in the changing business ecosystem. Now is marketing risk. You know that during the competitive era, your price, you could not increase the price because demand are highly elastic one. Customer will shift to your competitor. Low price is an important parameter need to be think out to reduce the price risk. Your quality should be proper, otherwise customer will not buy your product. Low quality is the risk part for the organization. Numbers of times due to the poor road, logistics systems, distance market, you are not selling your product to the ultimate consumers or customers doorstep. Lack of cold storage is another headache because it needs investment. Without cold storage, you could not keep the agriculture product as intact for long-term basis. Delay faulty in transportation. You know that Indian market is your transportation system is very unorganized. In the same transportation systems, you will find the agriculture product and the human being both are being communicated. It's a very challenging thing. Faulty grading and sorting. Make the grade and grading and sorting of your agriculture products by which every product finds its ultimate market. How you can do that? Spreading sales. Don't sell everything at a quick time period. You try to keep the product during some time period under your control. Either you keep in the cold storages or whatever. You spread your sales during different time period. don't sell everything in a very quick period. Go for the direct sell, try to minimize the supply chains, try to minimize your mediators or the intermediaries. If you directly sell the product, then ultimately you get the maximum percentage of the consumer share or rupee in your pocket. You should have the proper market information and market intelligence. It has been observed that those persons who have better market information, they are getting the more profit in the marketing process. You should be aware about what is the market changes has been observed in current age. Go for the collectivization of the resources. Don't do business in isolations. Don't make a collectivization of the resources through FPOs, farmer producer organization, farmer producer companies, self-help group, cooperatives, whatever. You collectivize the resources. Don't do everything in compartmentation or isolations. Spot market, forward market and future market. These are three categories of the market where you get the benefit to mitigate the risk. You sell the product near your mandi, near your APMCs, directly sell and take the cash. That is the spot market. Things have been traded within a particular time period. Forward market and future market. Forward market is more tailor-made, more customized. It is not regulated as regulations have been observed in the future market. Future market is highly standardized one, but both the cases the parties are being connected with the producers. The pre-decided price, pre-decided quality, and the trading has been observed in the future date. I have also taken another complete video on spot market, forward market and future market, but this time you all know that why risk has been observed in the organization and what are the strategy that has been taken into consideration to mitigate the risk. It is not the exhaustive list, but definitely it will help you to understand that how to overcome the risk in the business. Thank you all. Thank you for watching my video.